Can't quite see what was the cause of the yellow flag being waved was, but whatever it was, it's caused no problem for Haslam. 9 laps gone now. Haslam, who's been busy on the winter months rebuilding a farmhouse that he's bought back in England, and there was a major panic for the Haslam brigade just before he left. They installed central heating and water piping all over this house they renovated. They turned the mains pipe on just before Ron left, and there was so many water leaks you could have had a small swimming pool in the living room and almost every one of the bedrooms. So Ron has escaped the chaos and pandemonium back home at the farm, where they're trying to sort out the water leaks, to come over here, get a bit of sunshine, and it would appear to notch up another Grand Prix victory. Oil flag showing there, the yellow flag being waved, so whoever's taken the tumble there has laid some oil. Haslam can afford to ease off the pace. He's a very experienced competitor. He won't do anything foolish. Closing up now on number 51, Fujiwara, one of the Japanese visitors, one of 4 Japanese riders in the race. A strong international field for this year's Macao Grand Prix, and Haslam about to pick his moment to go through. There's Didier de Radigues, now more than 25 seconds behind Haslam. Well, the Union Trading Company, who brought these Hondas over, helped with the Honda Benelux effort, well, I'm sure will be delighted. Their men are first and second in the race. And just behind Ron at the moment is Gerhard Voigt, who's obviously sorted out the problem he had in the opening laps, because Gerhard out on the racetrack. There's number 43, Matt Oxley, in your picture. And de Radigues in second place, closing up on him. Well, Paul, Matt Oxley works for your paper. How do you think he's doing out there on the racetrack?
Well, I think we can only say as well as can be expected, Chris. It's not the ideal machine for this circuit. He's riding, in fact, a super stock bike, a GSXR 750, and he said to me it is a bit of a handful on this very tricky circuit in Macau.
Well, Matt Oxley about to be lapped then by the Belgian Didier de Radigues, who's in second place, and you can see the difference in speed. De Radigues on an out-and-out racing motorcycle. Oxley, and that looked a little bit like Steve Parrish, just pushing the motorcycle out of the way. And de Radigues having been held up just a fraction. There is number 34, Eero Hyvärinen. He's in third place at the moment and going well. Past the San Francisco barracks. Hyvärinen has been a visitor to Macau before, came over last year, enjoyed himself a great deal. A very good man on both genuine race circuits and on pure road circuits like this. 30 years of age, not really a youngster, but a very competent young man. Enjoys his racing here at Macau. And Hyvärinen taking his time now. He's got a comfortable lead over fourth place man Steve Henshaw. And again, Hyvärinen just seizes the right moment to make the overtaking manoeuvre. Very, very easy, of course, to throw all the hard work away by overtaking at the wrong time. There is Chai Kit Chung from Malaysia, number 16.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's nothing happening in the race. You might as well do an interview with Mick Grant. Very short.
Hyvärinen, the 30-year-old Finn, been in the racing game for at least 12 years, to my knowledge. And we go down now to Brian Langley down in the pits.
Well, Chris Carter, Mick Grant is due to join me shortly. He's not yet arrived. I'll hand it back to you to take over commentary for a short while. Wait for our cue. Thanks very much.
Well, it seems we've got a bit of a technical problem. We'll be joining Brian hopefully in a couple of minutes, but we're back with the action. And the man in the picture there, you can see the problems. Heavy braking there for Didier de Radigues. The bike shaking the front wheel and the back wheel in protest. They have to come down from something like 160, 170 miles an hour down to 25 miles an hour to take that sharp right-hand 90-degree bend at the Lisboa Hotel. Not an easy corner at all. Hyvärinen, the Finn, in third spot. Right behind him, Steve Henshaw, the man from Jacksdale in Nottinghamshire, who only had the plaster off his injured leg. Well, we've now got Brian Langley down in the pits talking to Mick Grant. Down to you, Brian.
Thank you, Chris. Mick, we saw you pull out there. What was the problem?
We've got some problems which we didn't really sort out in practice. We've got very poor acceleration, which you just feel a matter of setting up, and we've got some quite bad suspension problems.
You look as though you got back problems. Is that a result of it?
No, that's a sweat going running down the back. No, it's not terminal. We'll have another go tomorrow, but obviously with it raining, we have been a bit stuck for practice.
We're sorry to see you go out. We look forward to seeing you in action, top of the form tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Back to you, Chris. Thank you.
Well, that's the story from Mick Grant, and back on the racetrack we have the battle on between Eero Hyvärinen and Steve Henshaw, just going round there. That's number 68, one of the lower leaderboard men. Where is this scrap for third and fourth place? They're mixed right up with the tail enders now, and there they are, slap bang in the middle of it. The numbers 34 and 27, Hyvärinen. 30-year-old Finn, Steve Henshaw, 28 years of age, from Jacksdale in Nottinghamshire, and Henshaw having a superb ride. He said to me before the race he wasn't going to do any heroics. Well, I wouldn't exactly say this wasn't a heroic ride. He's pulled up very well indeed, Paul Fowler.
Well, in fact, it's probably a better ride than we realised, Chris, because Steve Henshaw was having problems in the warm-up this morning with his steering head braces. He was telling me that the bearings were not correct, that they were feeling very bad indeed, and it's a very good ride indeed under those circumstances.
And it's traffic jam at Stacho Corner. Matt Oxley peels off first to head the gaggle through. Hyvärinen goes through on the inside of him, accelerates and uses Oxley to block off Steve Henshaw. A very, very fine piece of riding there by the Finn. You can see he used Matt Oxley as a roadblock, quite inadvertently. Of course, Matt Oxley didn't do anything of his own volition, but the Finn able to use up a lot of ground. You can see Henshaw's just reeled him back in, as if he's got a chain and he's just winding on the handle. Hyvärinen then with Henshaw breathing down his neck, and Henshaw's just cut that advantage down to almost nothing. This is the scrap for third and fourth positions. Out in front, Ron Haslam. Behind him, Didier de Radigues. The Englishman leads the Belgian on the L Hondas. Behind is the Finn, Eero Hyvärinen, and Steve Henshaw going at it hammer and tongs for third and fourth place. A wonderful panoramic view of the Macao circuit. A big crowd as ever watching the action around the 3.8 mile circuit as the race leader Ron Haslam goes through yet again, and that means he's on his last lap. 14 laps gone. Back with the battle though. There is Hyvärinen. Henshaw loses just maybe 2 or 3 machines length on this particular section of the circuit, but Henshaw will start to pull him back in. You can see him closing there now, and you remember perhaps early on how Henshaw just rocketed past Mick Grant on the twisty bits at the top. And Ron Haslam has lapped all but the top 9 men. An amazing performance. And look at this, Henshaw closer and closer, leading off the bike, the weight right down on the right-hand side of the motorcycle. And Hyvärinen will look over his shoulder and will discover a unpleasant surprise, because Steve Henshaw is right there with him. And I suspect Eero thought that he'd shaken him off with that overtaking manoeuvre. And look at Henshaw lining up for the move which will hopefully take him through to third place, he believes.